Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Superman Lois and it potentially ending at some point in the near future, given what has been happening recently and the announcement that Stargirl is officially ending with season 3. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment, subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss any future DCTV videos later this year. Okay, so today we're going to be analysing the situation with the CW right now. Do we think Superman Lois is going to get cancelled, considering all the latest news? And we're going to be going over a CBR.com article that basically kind of goes over some of the latest news in regards to the CW and the changes and what they think the future of DC content on the CW is going to be like. However, that's just going to be kind of like a jumping off point for me to discuss the future of Superman Lois. So anyway, this is how the article goes, and then we'll analyze and I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on the future of Superman Lois. Will it get a season 4 or beyond? Okay, so Brad Schwartz, the CW's new entertainment president, is unsure of the future of DC content on the network. Now I'll have to interject and say Brad Schwartz is someone that is apparently on the board of Nexstar. Nexstar is obviously the company that just took over the CW. They are the majority stakeholder of the network now, and they've taken on their debt, they've taken on everything, and so they are desperate to make the CW profitable by sometime in the next couple of years. And they believe they can do it by making cuts and producing cheaper content. And so this is where the question of DC and the CW comes in, especially in regards to the Arrowverse, because the Arrowverse is obviously more expensive than some of the other shows because quite CGI heavy and, you know, demands a lot of stuff basically. So anyway, the article goes on to say, when the Hollywood Reporter asked Schwartz if DCTV would be a part of the CW strategy moving forward, he said, and they quote, "I don't know yet. Nexstar, the company that recently acquired a controlling 75% interest in the CW from CBS Studios and WBTV, hired Schwartz to retool the network. The former president of Pop TV, who's perhaps best known for bringing popular Canadian sitcom Schitt's Creek to the US, is now tasked with making the CW a profitable venture by 2025. So there you go. That's very interesting that he doesn't know basically what the CW's new strategy is going to be since Nexstar has taken over. And so he doesn't know if they're going to be actually focusing on the Arrowverse or not, or what they're going to do. So in May 2022, the CW cut 10 programs under Warner Bros. Discovery, including much of its DC related content. Among the shows stricken from the network were Supergirl. Actually, Supergirl already had ended by that point, so that doesn't matter. But anyway, Legends of Tomorrow and Batwoman and Naomi were the big ones that actually got cancelled. I have no idea. I think that's an error with them including Supergirl, because Supergirl ended before Nexstar even became a thing. Stargirl's recent cancellation has worried fans over the fate of Superman Lois, one of the Arrowverse's last surviving projects, though it technically exists in an alternate universe. According to THR, however, Schwartz hopes that the CW will continue to air Superman Lois in addition to shows like Gotham Knights, Walker and the Winchesters. On the other hand, an anonymous source told THR that the network as we know it is gone. So the future of DC content on the CW is not only in Schwartz's hand, but also in the hands of James Gunn, who just recently took over DC Studios along with co-CEO Peter Safran. So basically they're in charge of DC Studios film, television and animation departments, and especially that relates to HBO Max. So there is potential for the future for them to actually get more DC content on HBO Max, especially with the CW cutting a lot of its programming. And as you guys know, since the new takeover at Warner Brothers with Discovery taking over, they've been cutting a lot of HBO Max stuff. But since the new appointment of James Gunn, it has excited fans because he is a fan of the comics and he has made a DC film and a DC project, that being the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, and will continue to make more. So that is obviously a good sign for Warner Brothers and for DC fans. But in the meantime, over at the CW, I don't think James Gunn has much control, because this is basically owned by Nexstar, and it's their network and they're going to do what they want, doesn't mean that they are going to totally throw away all the DC related content, but they have the choice to do that if they want to. And so I think this is really dark days for fans of the CW like myself. I mean, this is the reason I started the channel, because I loved the CW Arrowverse shows, and I will be absolutely so terribly sad if that actually came to be, because I just think it's a waste. Like, this company's coming in and they're like, oh, we want to make money, and they basically throw away everything that their fans of the actual network actually like. And so without the CW, none of us are going to come back, right? And the only people that they're going to get, and I think this is where they're greatly mistaken, is yes, people in the day, like older people, you know, who don't work and are maybe retired, will click on the network and be like, oh, a game show or something like that. But then in the evening, they're going to have no viewers. All those people are going to be asleep by then, or they're not going to be watching that all day. They'll flick through the channels, they'll change the channel. Yes, they'll get occasional ratings here and there, but it's not going to be good. And so that's just my opinion. I think this is a terrible idea from Nexstar, and I think they are ruining something really great. And so let's talk about Stargirl quickly before we get fully into the future of Superman Lois. So Stargirl literally just got announced to be cancelled on the 31st of Halloween, which is actually my birthday, so very bad news for me. Yes, Stargirl isn't going to be continuing on the CW, and season 3 is going to be its last season. I'm going to make a separate video on this because this is something very interesting, but I have to include it in this video because this is definitely a big announcement. So Stargirl has always held a special place in my heart for many reasons, said creator and executive producer Jeff Johns. He goes on to say, with all the brewing changes at the network, we were aware of this possibility last season, so we wrote with that in mind and have delivered what I believe to be the best season of Stargirl yet, with complete creative closure. The cast and crew are extraordinary, and I would like to thank them for helping me bring this series to life. Breck embodied Courtney in every possible way with grace, strength and humour, exceeding my wildest expectations. Anyway, so that is kind of his main statement about the cancellation at the hands of Nexstar, who just took over the CW. And so this is one of the new shows to be coming to an end. Well, it's officially being cancelled, and it's a little bit confusing as to the wording in various articles. I'm reading off a Variety article. It says it's coming to an end, but also the way that Jeff Johns talks about it is like it's, you know, been cancelled, and that's what other people have been reporting. So for now, it seems it's been cancelled, and this is just the next stepping stone in the fall of the Arrowverse, because they've got rid of Legends of Tomorrow, Batwoman, Naomi, and now Stargirl. So what comes next? Well, obviously we have Superman Lois that is still going, and that is pretty much the only show because The Flash is ending this year. There is the potential to continue to expand the Arrowverse but make it more related to Superman Lois with, you know, Gotham Knights, which apparently could be set in the Superverse, and also they are apparently still developing Justice U, the show by David Ramsey that will star John Diggle. However, I'm not holding out hope for that show just because of all of this news. Like, really? Not even the head entertainment president of the CW knows what they're going to be doing, and are they going to be continuing the Arrowverse? That is a huge question right now that they are unsure of themselves. So with that in mind, pretty much all we've got left is Superman Lois. Now, what do we do with Superman Lois? Well, I think it's going to continue. I think we'll get at least one more season. I thought this show was going to go on for like 10 seasons, honestly. But with this new change, everything is looking bad, and it's really just a sad time for the CW in general. And so with Superman Lois, I think it will continue maybe for one more season. Depends what they actually decide to do. However, if they are smart and if they want to keep their audience, despite getting rid of so many shows, I would say they should do a Superman Lois spin-off at some point, right? I feel like if they're smart, they should build on what worked about the Arrowverse. So clearly Superman Lois is working, so why not have some sort of Superboy spin-off or something like that? And then I would also go back and be like, okay, The Flash was the most popular show on the network for many years, so let's do a spin-off of The Flash since The Flash is ending, because we need more programming that is going to be good. And maybe they'll keep the costs down, because that is one of their big worries about spending too much money on this. But doing like a Bart Allen and Nora spin-off that would be like a kind of Flash family show, I thought would be a good idea. Now, I have no idea what they think, and honestly right now I don't think they know what they're doing. I think they're just throwing stuff away, and they're being like, okay, we're gonna sort this out, we're gonna somehow get cheaper programming, we're gonna buy a bunch of content, we're gonna play it throughout the day, and we're gonna try and get live ratings back. But at the same time, they are totally ignoring and throwing away their core audience. And this is an audience that Mark Pedowitz, as the head of the CW, has built over the many years that he was president. And since he's gone, now they're just going to throw it away. And I think that is terrible. Yes, the CW wasn't super profitable in any way, but as they said before, it wasn't intended to be profitable. It was intended to be a network and a place to air shows and sell them off to different streaming services. So I don't see with Nexstar actually taking over, and they aren't really affiliated to Warner Brothers, so that means they don't have to put their shows on HBO Max that they're going to be developing. So why not create your own Arrowverse shows and sell them to Netflix? That's how the CW got profit last time. So why not do the same thing now you've taken over, and now you don't have to be obliged to give, say, The Flash or Stargirl or Superman Lois over to HBO Max after, whereby Warner Brothers isn't gaining money, but they are gaining people maybe by watching HBO Max, and they'll be subscribing to the streaming service. But now, with that in mind, if they create their own original Arrowverse shows and continue the legacy of, say, The Flash and Superman Lois, why not do that and sell it to Netflix and get millions off of it? Like, that is the smart thing to do. I don't think the smart thing to do is to end the Arrowverse, and I think it's terrible, so I really hope they don't actually go down this path at the end of the day. So yeah, to summarize, the future of Superman Lois is definitely patchy with the new owners at the CW, because they don't have faith in the Arrowverse and they want to somehow make the network profitable, but they aren't thinking straight as of right now, and so they're ending all of these shows, and pretty much all we've got left is Superman Lois. We do have Gotham Knights coming, so that's at least one other show, but still, things are not looking good. Let's just hope in the future they make some good decisions rather than all of these terrible decisions that we've seen. So I'm really hoping Superman Lois goes beyond just season 4 and season 5. I hope it goes to Flash numbers like season 9 and maybe 10. Like, that would be awesome. And right now I just honestly don't have that much hope because of what's been happening recently. But that pretty much does it for this video, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like and a comment, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. And you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video. But for now, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.
I see red.